6 tips to help freelancers maximize their income. Hey everyone, Rob here with robwebjoy.com. In today's video, I will provide 6 valuable tips that are guaranteed to help freelancers maximize their income by getting more work. Before I begin, I want to emphasize that the tips in this video apply to anyone and everyone, including local businesses. I'm going to show you some great ways to get your business in front of local buyers. This is especially a great time of the year for this video as we speed steadily toward the end of 2018 and simultaneously toward the beginning of 2019. Let me start by wishing all of you a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday season. Tip number 1 is probably something I don't need to say because it's obvious, but I want to think about everyone who may watch this video in the future. So the first tip is to get your offer in front of as many people as possible by making your offer or offers available on all the big freelance websites. The downside to being a seller on freelance websites is that you will not receive your full sales price because these freelance platforms take a percentage of your earnings, and you will not receive your money immediately in most cases. So this is something to bear in mind and consider when signing up for these. Just know that you will not be getting paid immediately. But please be sure and perform your own research, as I'm not an absolute authority on every possible freelance website out there. But that has been my experience with Fiverr, is that they hold my money for a long time, and it can be an inconvenient pain in the behind, to say the very least. Those inconveniences that I mentioned are all the more reason to take full advantage of the free tools we will be discussing in this video. Okay. Tip number 2 is to get your name out in your local area, which I've kind of already briefly touched upon that. But I like to say it's hard to chew with a lot of food in your mouth, and that's kind of the way I look at promoting your business. Too many people try to focus on everything all at one time, and I would like to encourage you to focus on your local area first and then expand your reach. Use Google Trends to see what location searches most often for your service, and that will help in putting you where you need to be. That being said, expanding your local reach can be accomplished in many ways, but the first way that comes to mind for me is to create a free Google business listing. Formerly known as Google My Business, Google business listings are pro bono or free and very powerful for local marketing. I offer a Google business listing setup service for those who don't have the time or desire to set up their own listing, and there will be a link to that service in the description box below this video. If you do choose to set up your own listing, then I would recommend familiarizing yourself with the categories of business that are available to you. And for the sake of convenience, once again, I will put together a resource page and link to that in the video description box below as well. You will need some basic things to verify your business listing. The primary things you will need are images such as logo, basic information about your business, hours of operation, and other typical information. Obviously, the more detailed information you can provide will make it easier for you to confirm your business listing. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Google business listings, you also get access to a free website through that free Google business listing, which can save you time and money if you choose not to create your own website. For those who may be unsure what to name your business, why not try something like Video Editing by John Smith or John Smith's Video Editing Services? I've heard mixed recommendations about whether you should or should not include keywords within your business listing name. You may want to experiment with this on your own, and if you are ever questioned about it, just say that you included a keyword phrase just to clarify and emphasize your value proposition. It's really important, though, that you get the categories correct for your business listing. So if you do not include, video editing or whatever within your business's name, that's fine. Just make sure that you have the proper categories when you set up your listing. Tip number 3 is to set up your free Bing Places listing. This is essentially Bing's version of a Google business listing. Make sure to use the same business name and information across both platforms, and this can easily be done using the Bing Places import option. So Bing gives you the option to import information from your Google business listing, which is super helpful, and I highly encourage you to do that because it just makes it less likely that there will be a mistake made or what have you. So it just simplifies the process, so do it. Tip number 4 would be to buy your own domain name and create a website that you have full editorial control over. I say this for a few reasons. The first reason is because it helps protect your brand, gives you more editorial control, as I've already said, and provides you the opportunity of setting up a professional looking business email address using either a free Gmail account or paid Google Cloud Gmail account. Setting up your own website also gives you the opportunity to either perform SEO on that website yourself or pay somebody to do the SEO for you, and that will also help hopefully, theoretically, boost your website within your local rankings and help you come up first ahead of the bigger freelance websites. You can get a domain name with free privacy protection for life on applicable TLD extensions by following the link in the description box below. And once again, that's entirely up to you if you want to take advantage of that, but the link is there and it will be on the resources page as well. Now, the idea behind owning your own website and domain is to maximize control and revenue by not having to share your income with a website that is going to charge you a certain percentage just for selling your service on their platform. So in theory, this strategy will help you get more exposure in your local area and help you keep more of the money you make. Tip number 5 is to consider advertising. Now, I know there will be a lot of you watching this video that are reluctant to do so, either because of budget restraints or just maybe you don't know how or what have you, but I would highly encourage you to learn, because you can probably get some clicks that are very, very affordable, and there's honestly no better way to bring attention to your brand, product or service than advertising. You can use Google or Bing pay-per-click ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, or a combination of all of them. And I know the idea of paying for advertising kind of sucks, but it's usually the way people get started. Plus, it will provide you effective data for your SEO campaigns. So I would not ignore the opportunity to advertise. If I had the budget to do so, I would encourage you to do that. I would encourage you to target specific exact match keywords if you're using Bing ads or Google pay-per-click ads, and that's going to just help you kind of trim down the advertising fat and really streamline your ads right from the beginning. Tip number 6 is to use analytics in some form of pixel for audience retargeting. You may not sell people on your service the first time around, but it's important to know who is visiting your website and interacting with your content. These folks represent potential sales in the future, which may lead to referrals, which are undoubtedly the most powerful form of advertising there is. I could continue adding tips to this list. If you want more, please comment below this video saying you would like to hear more tips and suggestions. Roberto Blake and others do great videos about freelance tips and recommendations. With that in mind, I put together a playlist of various freelancer tips videos that I will link to in a card within this video. If you found this video helpful, please consider leaving a like, sharing it with others, or subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for spending some time with me today. I certainly appreciate it. Please be good to yourselves and each other. God bless. I'll talk to you later.